Hey folks, back with another video. Let's dive into what stories got my attention today. Starting with Russia, a country surrounded by neighbors whose political institutions side with Russia, but the people are becoming tired of perceived Russian overbearance. Now, examples include, but are not limited to, Belarus and now Kyrgyzstan, where the people are agitating for change. Change from the old order. While the old order has been shown to stand because they have the backing, at least on paper, by Russia. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin has to guide his nation from the constant change in the neighboring countries by not abandoning them and the agreements these countries have made on one side, but also allowing the voices of the protesters to be heard. I would wish these countries good luck in their efforts to navigate their countries out of the current chaos they are in. Moving on, Taiwan will celebrate its national day known as the Double Tenth on Saturday. Now, over the past few weeks, Beijing has been flexing its muscles, specifically sending as many as 40 fighters crossing the median line in in the Taiwan Strait. However, as of now, only one plane approaches the island per day, as these are reported by on the news. The while Beijing will pay attention to what Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen will say, I don't expect her to say anything too out of bound. There'll be some veiled threats, maybe, plenty of patriotic things she'll say, and a lot of fluff to calm the nerves of the Taiwanese people. But then again, you never know what these politicians might just say. I'll probably be looking out on this news and see what does come out of this. Now, moving on, the Kyrgyz president Suranbay Jinbekov declared a state of emergency and has ordered the troops to be deployed on the streets of the capital as the country slides into chaos. Now, curfews will be imposed and tight security restrictions will be applied. Now, these orders will be executed by the troops. Now, while the Kyrgyz president had offered to resign in the past after a cabinet was formed in order to prevent a power vacuum, it has prompted Moscow to talk of its obligation to ensure stability in the country. While the opposition group has been locked in a quarrel, the 11 different opposition parties represent clan interests. Now, as I mentioned in the first story, that Russia is being tested, but this development in Kyrgyzstan signals to me that the current institutions are failing and may fall apart, and yet an older institutions of the clan and tribe system may emerge as a bulwark against the current chaos that the system has not been able to handle. We'll see what happens here. It is quite a fluid situation in Kyrgyzstan currently. Moving on from one fluid situation to another, the governor of Jakarta, Anies Baswedan, has said that he would inform President Joko Widodo of protesters' demand for the new labor law to be repealed. Now, thousands across the country have protested against the law, as I had talked about in the previous video. However, the protests are beginning to turn into riots as they burned down public transport facilities and damaged police posts. So far, Jakarta police alone detained about 1,000 demonstrators, while hundreds were arrested in other cities across the country. Now, protesters have exerted pressure for a change in the law. However, if the riots go out of hand, they risk their movement becoming tainted with violence and may cause the movement more harm. All the luck to the Indonesian people and their transformation as they hopefully become more prosperous in the future. And finally, the Nobel Peace Prize for 2020 was announced. Now, the Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the prize to World Food Program. Now, in 2019, the WFP provided assistance to close to 100 million people in 88 different countries who were victims of acute food insecurity and hunger. I believe the WFP is a worthy cause and deserving of this prize. Well, that's it for this video. If you like the video, then hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for future updates. Write in the comments below your thoughts, criticisms, and anything I might have missed. And I will see you in the next video.